And what's your philosophy? Are you buying high and selling high, or are you buying low, selling high?
I do have some swing strategies that are what we call reversal based or against the trend. So those I am looking to buy low and sell higher. So again, it's strategy specific.
Do you scale into positions?
I do. It was funny enough, I was on a webinar last night, and that was the whole topic is how to scale into positions. So for me, if I see higher time frame confirmation of what I want to do on the lower time frame, then I'm more likely to scale into a position. So if we have a standard position, so all my criteria have been, I may get in at one lot or two lots and get fully out of that trade at a specific level. So it's what we call, it's an all-in, all-out trade. But if I see the higher time frame and I look at it and go, well, hang on a minute, I think there's more room for this market to go further. I don't know it will. What I do is I don't simply add more in at the point of entry. So I don't go from 2 lots to 4, but what I'll do is I will look for other opportunities within that move to scale into trade, but I always scale in with less risk. So if I'm risking 1% on my initial trade, if I scale into the same move a little bit later on, I might risk 0.5%. So I might have the same lot size but a smaller stop, because what I don't want to do is suddenly look at this trade and go, I've got 5% at risk on this trade just because I think it's going to go further based on my analysis. I want to make sure that if I scale in, I scale in with less risk.
How much is enough for you regarding your trades? So once you've got your entries, how do you manage your trades?
Oh, what a question. So for me, it has to be predetermined, because if you, and this is something I've learned over the years, is if you get into a trade and you think, especially if you've got lots of evidence on the higher time frames that you suggest or you think the market's going to go even further, if you don't have a predetermined target, essentially you're always going to be wrong. So the standard thing is if the trade is right if it wins, and the trade is wrong if it loses. Well, not always, because you can have a trade where you said, I'm going to get out at this level, price reaches that level, you don't get out. Now, it may go further and you may make more money, but essentially in a way that trade was wrong, because what you've done is you've broken the rules that you set out to do at the start. But invariably most trades run on. So you have to deal with that. So I look at it and say, for me, it's about keeping, as a day trader, keeping the scoreboard ticking over. So I would rather have 3 or 4 2-to-1 trades that week. That means I may have left double on the table on each of them, but I followed my plan and I'm happy.